Hi, everybody. I want to take a look at a fun integral tonight. We're going to look at the integral of secant cubed x. Pretty interesting. This one pops up again and again in calculus too. We do have, a formula for it, but it's interesting to see where that formula comes from or how we can derive it. And it involves some cool integration techniques, integration by parts, a repeating case like we'd seen in class. So I think it's worthwhile to take a look at. So first thing I want to point out is we can rewrite the integral of secant cubed x as the integral of secant x times the integral of secant squared. All right. And from here, we're going to go straight to integration by parts. And I'm going to use the DI shortcut method. So what do I want to derive here? Let's derive secant x, and let's integrate secant squared. So I know the integral of secant squared is tangent, and I know the derivative of secant is secant tangent. So using DI method, go like this, then like that. Let's see what this does for us. Well, I'm going to get secant x tangent x minus the integral of secant times tangent squared x when we multiply those two. Okay, so far so good. Next thing I want to point out, we can use a Pythagorean identity here. Tangent squared, we know, is simply secant squared minus 1. In front of that, we had the secant. So we can distribute here. Let's see what this does. So still have the same terms out front. And now minus the inside here, I have the integral of secant cubed minus secant. Good. Notice to put parentheses around it, we'll need to distribute that negative out front. This guy here, we wanted to send it through, so we'll change both of the signs on the inside. But if you notice, remember on the left-hand side here in white, we still have the integral of secant cubed. That's what we were trying to integrate. Got a secant cubed dx here, a secant cubed here. We've got a repeating case. So let's try to clean this up a little bit, and then we can solve for it. All right, so secant x tangent x minus the integral of, we'll split this part up. I'm going to say minus the integral of secant cubed x dx. Then minus and negative will be plus the integral of secant x dx. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is add this to both sides. So we'll add this integral here. Remember over here we had secant cubed x. So when we add that, I'll end up with 2 integral of secant cubed x. Now on the right, I'm just going to have secant x tangent x. This guy is now gone because we added him. And the integral of secant x, well, we know that one. That's going to be plus natural log of secant x plus tangent x. All right. Good. So we know the deal now. I want to solve for the integral of secant cubed on the left. So just divide both sides by 2. And we get our formula. So the integral for secant cubed, it's going to be 1/2 secant x tangent x plus 1/2 natural log secant x tangent x, or secant x plus tangent x. And again, don't forget your plus C. So a fun problem. If you can commit this to memory, that would certainly be in your interest. Secant cubed is something, like I said at the beginning, that pops up from time to time. If we can remember this formula, yeah, it'll save us some time. We won't have to go through integration by parts every time it pops up. So hope this is helpful. Have a good day, guys. Bye.